On this particular exchange, I've looked at this quotation every which way, and even though McCain exaggerated, this is not exactly the equivalent of waving a flag the way that Hillary did in her response to a question about withdrawal in a debate. Romney protests too much. He pretends that what he's talking about, discussions with Maliki about timetables and benchmarks, is about everything except withdrawal. It's about troop training and rotation, etc. However, the second after he about timetables, he says, you want this in private, you don't want it in public, because otherwise the enemy will know when you're leaving.
Which is one of the big, wasn't that one of the big arguments against the timetable?
That's the argument against, he says, against the public declaration of it. But he's implying that you don't want to say publicly, but if you're saying that a public announcement will alert Al-Qaeda about your leaving, it means that the private discussion was about your leaving. So, in fact, McCain is right. And look, this was in response to a question about withdrawal. It's not to say that somehow Romney is a traitor or he's calling for an immediate exit. He was hedging. He hedged in April, and it was not unreasonable. Nobody had any idea that the success would be, that the surge would be such a success. A policy maker would actually have to think, what do you do if it doesn't succeed? And we are now having discussions with the Maliki about a long-term agreement in which we will have timetables of withdrawal ultimately. But in April of last year, and then in December of the year before, obviously Romney hedged on support of the surge, and McCain is right that he staked everything on the surge because he believed it's better to lose an election than to lose a war.
I agree with Charles. I mean, the question that Robin Roberts put to Romney was, do you believe that there should be a timetable in withdrawing the troops? His answer is to take the idea of the timetable and say, no, we will not have a public timetable. But he was talking about timetable, and the question was about withdrawing troops. If he was, what would McCain have said in response to that? Withdraw, bunk withdraw. We're in there to win this. He did not say that. I think this is another example of Mitt Romney wanting it both ways. Yeah, he